And,
Well, I'm not late. Don't want me late.
you were early. Our apologies, everybody out on, the web, we had, lost power. So we're gonna start late here. Let's go with the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, before
we start, is that Joe Scott in the back?
It is, and I want to attend this meeting very briefly to alert the chairman to a possible problem. I think you need to talk to John about inventory control of certain IDA activities and IDA clothing here. Thank you very much, John. This is great. This is great.
Nothing to see here, moving along.
So when you're retired and want to feel all snuggly, you can put on that nice fleece pullover and just think of all the great times we had together, Joe.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, John. This is really very nice. Thank
You
you.
will truly be missed, my friend.
Well, I'm around for the rest of the year, so you haven't got rid of me yet. You know?
Well, everybody at your firm tells me not to call you anymore, so I don't know what that means. You should look into that.
Yeah, don't let the door hit you on the way out, right?
Thanks, Joe.
Take care.
Thank you. All right, Victoria, please call the roll.
Albrecht.
Here.
Zaslow. Here. Day. Gorecki. Here. Serrano.
Here.
Warrenzak. Bono.
We didn't form present,
The mission of the Herkimer County Industrial Development Agency is to deliver economic incentives to businesses and industries to diversify and strengthen Herkimer County's tax base and enhance community vitality by supporting job creation, housing, business, and industrial development and community revitalization. We strive to develop the local economy in an organized, sustainable, and environmentally beneficial manner.
Okay, thank you. Item 4 minutes, for the February 27th board meeting on pages, 1 to 4 in your packet, are any additions, deletions, corrections to be made? Hearing none, I need a motion to accept. Motion by Ann, second by Ron. Discussion. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Carried. Item 5, the February financial reports on pages 5 through 10 are all there. John, you want to go through those?
There's nothing that stands out. We're all up to date with all of our, with everybody paying what they're supposed to as far as the small loans that we've set up through different programs. Did receive, I believe, $100,000 drawdown already from the county, right, Victoria?
That's correct.
So that's part of our funding. We have a couple more projects that we'll be talking about that will increase our bottom line, but everything else looks good. I'm not seeing anything stand out as far as expenses right now.
Sorry, what was the 100,000 drawdown?
The county gives us 200,000 a year.
Oh, the normal,
So
okay.
we have to go through a process to get that, so it's not a big process, it's a normal process we've been doing every year. So we have that funding.
I have a question about beer bellies.
Yeah,
They're sold, right?
not that we've seen, no,
No.
we've got no documentation to state that. Well, selling and sold, there could be, they'll have that lien on them, we're on there, so. So
Well, they were selling, then I thought that they're going through their inventory and stuff.
he brought in more checks, didn't
He
he?
did.
Okay.
So we have to take, what we, until there's, there is a lien, they'll have to pay that off, which will be fine. If not, he'll pay it over the month. I mean, as long as he's still the owner of it.
Okay.
Who do you think he sold it to in this?
I have no idea, but they were, I know it's been for sale it's been under contract for a while, and then they were posting on Facebook like last week that like, everything had to go. They were closing. So I thought it was.
We pay the checks.
So I guess that's a good point. If he doesn't sell the business, but he sells the inventory and closes, is there a clause, material change clause where he has to pay that off?
No, because he still owns the business. If he sells the business, he has to pay it off. But if he still has the name of the business and still paying us, we don't really have a problem with what he sells out of there and doesn't sell. So tomorrow, no one bought beer anymore, but he still paid his bill. That's not a problem for us.
So if he's not in business anymore, that loan can technically stay open?
If he still is in business under that name, but doesn't even have to be at that location, if he shifts it up to his flower, whatever he does, but he can still pay off that one, yes. When he sells his business, though, he has to let us know. And then we close it out through whatever he sells it, or the lien on the property.
So he would still need to be in the past.
He just has to keep that business going. Yeah, he's been paying, how many checks did he bring in?
For 3 more,
Yeah,
3 at once, is it behind?
no,
Oh,
he always brings ahead,
so he doesn't have to stop in every month with a
because
check.
he likes to
just-
pay by check.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right. Any other questions on the financials? Okay, I need a motion to accept those. Motion Cory, second by John. Discussion. All in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay. Carried. Item 6A, 2022 Terrace Report. We need to ratify that. It's on page 11 through 12.
Victoria, if you want to just mention quickly.
Sure, so if you can see on, page 11 of your packet, there was an issue with the, conduit debt, which is pertaining to the Nathan Galinsky project. It looks like it doubled there, or it did double. There is showed as a new debt issuance and an outstanding debt. So we did need to make some changes to that in order for the information to properly move forward to the 2022 report.
So this just ratifies what we sent into them, to submit our 20.
Need a motion.
Sorry,
I'm sorry.
question. The 13,322,000. So I understand as conduit debt. Can you explain that as it relates to the Nathan Galinsky project?
We have our attorney on the line. I would defer to them on exactly what that number is.
Because I understand it
derived
was doubled. I kind of just want to understand.
Well, they had outstanding debt through, is this the
It's the
bond debt,
bond.
Shannon? You might not be aware of Nathan Galinsky.
So yeah, the Nathan Galinsky project was a tax exempt bond we issued for a housing project, but without looking at the Paris report, which I haven't received yet, I don't think I could give an accurate answer.
Okay, but I believe that is through the bonding, and we recorded it twice, right? It got recorded in there twice, and it only should have been once. So that's
Okay.
what this is on.
And I think I'm still newer to understanding the Paris report, so it looks like it was the IDA stuff to me. So I guess I guess I just don't understand, it doesn't have any sort of, doesn't say it's Nathan Galinsky debt, so I wasn't sure what conduit debt was 13 million. It doesn't really show it.
Well, so what we did was we took pages of, because we didn't give you the whole report back again.
Yeah,
So when you look at other pages, it does reference them in this as well. So this is just to show where they were with that one project. So all we're looking to do here, and what we already did, and we're only ratifying because we did submit it already by a vote by email, that we had to remove that line from it so it didn't look like it showed twice.
double, right?
Yeah.
It's more like the content, not the error. I just hadn't,
So we'll take this offline and meet with the attorney so we can.
yeah, that's perfect. It's fine. It's just understanding the line item and how it carries forward.
It carried forward by mistake. That's why, not the original 13, that's part of the bonding that we did for
Right.
the project that had to be in there, that's part of the Paris report. By mistake, we doubled it up.
The next page is the correct one.
Yeah,
Any questions on that? Any motion to ratify that? Let's just take Alana, second. John, Serrano, discussion. All in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay. Carried. 6B is the bracket. John,
so once again, it's all of our audits, we've sent it out to everybody to review. We have to turn this in by the end of, by April 1st or March 31st.
March 31st.
So we want to get that in this week. So, or tomorrow, actually, right?
After the meeting today.
So it's our annual report. We submitted that out to everybody. Any questions on that? We're happy to answer them for you if we can today.
question? Need a motion. Cory, second. John, discussion. All in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay. I think that was passed. Item 7, sales tax exemption and job summary, that's on pages 13 to 15.
So this outlines all of the different projects we have, what's available still in some of their exemptions. For the different projects, you can see some of the solar projects got started, but we're not closed on them, so you can see those are in process. Bloom Utica and Wilkworth, those completed, so you can see how the numbers worked out, where they are. Just basic what we talk about every year and where we sit for one of the benefits we provide in sales tax. Okay, you want me to talk about both of them or one at a time? Okay. Or no, I don't care.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is just discussion. And then the other one is the jobs report. It shows where the company is, jobs not met. On a regular basis, I talk with the companies and let them know that they're off on their numbers. Where do they see it be? A lot of times we hear COVID, that's got to stop. I tell them there is no more such thing as COVID. What are you doing to help attract? And then we provide opportunities and fill out what we need to on these forms to some have. There's a few places that were down jobs and, you know, I don't know. I tell them all when they fill out their applications to be more conservative than what they really, you know, want. We had a meeting the other day with a potential business that wants to expand and he was, well, I'll hire 30 people. And I'm like, no, you're not gonna hire 30 people. They just don't exist.
Is that what you're telling me? They can't find people for these?
Most
jobs?
of the times
Or
are
the
there.
government doesn't allow it.
Yeah, well, it does, you know, some companies want to pay minimum wage, some try to get away with as less as possible, some don't offer a path for advancement. And that's another thing, but there are, I can't recall the number, Jimmy, how many open jobs do we have in the county right now?
Over 15,000 in the 3-county area. That was 6-8 months ago, so I didn't make a mistake.
How many?
Like 15,000, and then even more than that. I think it was 17, but I did not.
So if people want to work, there's jobs. It's
Come on,
just-
we're trying to-
Is it yearly, John, that they report the jobs? to you?
Yeah, they have to. It's always a process. It's funny, we have a lot of times where someone in the office will send it, then we'll send it again, then I have to reply if I don't hear by the close of business tomorrow, then all of a sudden we get the number, it's like.
Someone did that number too. You know,
Well, it
your
affects our-
fluctuates.
Well, it affects our processing too, and our reporting. It's very important that we stay on track with reporting. The ABO and the controller's office was not like what we're like. The great thing though, I feel, and I'll brag about Victoria, Jen, especially for all the reporting stuff that they do. We report on time, we get the data to them, we ask them a ton of questions. We go to these meetings and people are like, oh, you're raising your hand. It's like, are you kidding me? They're gonna give you information. Why are you trying to hide anything? We don't want to do that here. And I think that's helped us out too, because they are quick to get back to us, very quick. No, those are good stuff.
All right, item 8 is.
Yeah, the organization.
Yeah, I don't remember this, but this is our organization chart. It's a basic chart of the hierarchy here, our board of directors. Board's chief executive officer reports to us. And then those all those other operation manager, community and business development specialist, marketing and communication specialist, community administrative assistant, who works under the operations manager. I'll report to Jan. And we'll check the basic.
We need, every year, we need to approve these things. This is just part of the process. No, it just looks nicer because Aaron created it. Before we had stick figures and blocks.
We did need to update some titles in there.
Yeah, okay. Need a motion? Ann, second Alana, discussion. All in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay? Carries.
Anyone gets a free cup of coffee if they can tell me what buildings are behind you. All right, there you go. Coffee's over there. It's still hot right now.
Marketing update by Aaron, take it away.
Past the holidays.
She's been using our pictures way too much. We need new pictures.
Next one's, oh no, this one's.
Now what else with that? Pardon?
I know. So next week on Tuesday at 6 p.m., we have a public outreach meeting at the college. It's in the amphitheater. You should have gotten an email from Constant Contact, and I posted it. I also spelled amphitheater wrong, so. But at the end, there's gonna be a survey about REM arms for people, so I'm creating an online survey and a physical.
We would really hope that all of you can attend. We'll talk about various projects we're working on. It should be well. So far, I looked on Facebook, and it tells you how many people. I think it said 30,000 views of that. I wanted to show you later. It was 30K. Isn't that 30,000?
Yeah, but there's no way that many people saw it.
Well, if you would put it on yours and a friend, I don't know. I'll show you later. So I thought that was quite interesting.
Well, Jim, you've been sharing.
Yeah, it's all because of Jim's new job. That's what I was getting. So anyway, so this is, no previous. So we have various requirements for different grants. And a lot of it's community outreach, public outreach. So this will check a lot of boxes by being at this event. So please do come and support. Thank you. Thank you.
I've sent 2 Constant Contact emails this month, and for April, there's gonna be another general newsletter. But last week we had, I sent one out about grant opportunities for small businesses, and we had an event that Elena and Jen worked for. I don't know what to say for that. And then the public outreach one, so.
I believe after that, we should have them once a quarter. We should form a little group, and even if only a couple people show up, it lets you stay informed, especially AV and Jen, because of them working with smaller businesses with our micro enterprise grant, and to know what MVEBD has to offer and whoever else might be in attendance. So I think it's good, like once a quarter, we just get it out there and we'll work with the chamber. We don't need to work with that other logo in the middle there. I can't quite make it out because they didn't attend this one.
You know that's on my pen.
Yeah, they're spending money on pens. That's county money. But so no, I'm only kidding. I think it's important that that Jim, I don't spend it on so but on Jimmy's Jim, that should be important too, that we keep these, and then any other groups we think. But I also think it's good networking for all of you as well. So maybe we'll talk about this after. Because this month you had 5, the next quarter you'll have 10. The word gets out, oh, I got this from this. Did you ever hear about this? So we get a couple of testimonials. Yeah, they sat right in here. It worked out good.
Tax season too, so maybe if you have some outreach to EPAs or something that can sort of grow.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, that is very
good. Coming up in about a month is our Brownfield Summit, so register if you haven't. And then Hughes Hub's event isn't until June, but registration is open for that. And we also got the awards made for the summit yesterday.
Yeah, they came out very good. So our summit's getting quite large, by the way. We're anticipating well over 300 people. We have the regional administrator for the EPA going to be there. Hope Knight, the head of Empire State Development, is our keynote speaker. Monday, we have our roundtable with the EPA. So anyone that's received an EPA grant in our region should attend it. And we're already expecting people from New Jersey, other parts of New York, and the Virgin Islands, believe it or not. They'll be there. Monday night, we have a networking event at Rockies that you all can attend to, with another group called BCONE. It's Brownfield
Coalition
of
Northeast.
Northeast. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's a good group. We're a member of that too. And then Tuesday night, it's at the 5 Points. I expect all of you should come to that. It'll be a great event. Free food, free booze, a lot of internet networking with a lot of different people. And then so that's Tuesday night. Wednesday night, there's something else. Wednesday night, I'm with a couple other people taking out the EPA team. If anybody wants to join us, let me know. And then Thursday, I have the team to take around to our sites. And that's a big deal when we're having them, even the administrator, come to visit our sites. That helps our projects, and I'll talk about one particularly as we go on today. Vitality in the Valley, Fuse Hub event. We work closely with Corey and his team on that. Mr. Bono's been a part of that in the past. It's bringing all different kinds of manufacturing and food and beverage. The June 4th, the night of that, it's a great networking event up at the college at 5:30. It really works out well. And then the next day is a good full day of meet and greets and some seminars. It's really worth attending as well. If any of you need us to sign you up for anything, please let us know. We're happy to do that. But it's important that we keep these things going here. You know, we have two major events that bring in people from all over the state and all over New England, actually, coming to Herkimer College. I mean, this is huge. We do this on a regular basis, and the more we show local, I think the better off we are. And last year, you might remember for the Brownfield event, we were at the Diamond Mines. That was a lot of fun, but we want to switch it up.
Can you send us those dates?
Sure.
Some, but not all.
All right, thank you.
Please. Thank you.
What week was that on? April, the week of,
23rd.
yeah, the week of the 20th. April. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But I'm not, can I just say one more thing, Jimmy? If anybody wants to go, like when I bring the EPA around, that's great. Because they like to see that there's more than just me out there pushing stuff, to be honest with you. It's always good that they can see those things. And I'll send out agendas and keep you going on that as well.
Week of the 22nd.
22nd,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, nice. That leads right into it. Good. You get your pride. Pride me right up.
All right, very good. Thank you, Aaron. Let's go to the grant update. Jennifer?
Sure. So we do not have any applications ready for review yet, but I'm continuing to work with a lot of applicants that have submitted their applications, and I'm working with Small Business Development Center on obtaining some notes so that we can do some underwriting on those. Also working with Aaron and Victoria to do marketing. We did a lot this past month, so I have had an increase in interest, a lot of email reach outs and phone calls coming in. So I anticipate a lot more applications will be coming in, and we will have some ready to go soon. So
I think we make it clear to the applicant that we're happy to sit down and talk with them and don't be afraid of the paperwork. And that's what, right, Jen?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Jen bring people in and they sit down and they go through it. And once they see, you know, some of them try to make it more complicated than it is, but we try to really make them feel relaxed and just let's go through it, at least to get you through to the point where you can see it. So remember, it's for smaller businesses and things like that. It can't be a larger focus, right?
the application homegrown, I forget,
Don't know what that
or
means.
is this something that we developed here, or is it something that the ABO has us?
The ABO
Or
was,
not
I
ABO,
think CDBG had to approve it. So we wouldn't do anything without their approval. They
Right.
approve even the applicant too, so it's all approved by them.
so we can make changes to that application at will if to.
No, we would have to go through them to get approval, CDBG, yeah.
But our application is meaningful in a sense that it's understandable, right?
Right,
It's just that. sometimes-
Well, the smaller business, you know, they're afraid, they don't wanna, you know.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You know,
I'm just,
half the time they come in and go, well, I really have this, you know, and you're like, that's okay, we don't need to talk about that.
Mhm.
Let's just put this down and stay focused on how we can best get you the money. We want the money to go out. You know, we want to serve the whole county and try to get it out as quickly as we can. But really, they work with us very well, CDBG and all of this.
yeah, no, that's great to know. It's just good to know also that, you know, if the application content can be revisited.
Well, if there's something certain, we'll send it over to them, but I mean, for a case by case, I don't think we do that.
No, no.
The only other thing is, what, do we have our last did we ever get an application for the last Butler money?
He has not sent the application in for the 222. No, he did reach out and ask me for it, and he asked me a few questions regarding the application, but he hasn't officially submitted it yet.
So we would like this one to probably be the last one. We don't report it anymore. So what we'll do, if this one goes through, or however we get the last money spent on this, we'll reach out to our attorneys and figure out how we best close this up. Because, I mean, it was a great fund. It really did prove how well we did great with it, but we can't add to it.
How many businesses did you?
Oh my God.
Over the years.
I can't answer, there's too many squirrels today, but I'll let you know, but it was well over 700,000 in reinvestment. You know, people took projects on where this was just a small part of it. Then they did a whole bill, you know, so much more.
Part of the 222, right?
Yeah,
the falls, the ice cream, we built that out, right?
It was PK's, it was
PK's.
a bunch of farms, yeah.
It was loud.
Yeah, we got the money from. Well, can we make a note? We'll get them to that for the next meeting.
It was over, of course.
Well, Butler gave us the first 25, then Seward gave us 50, and it just kept. So with Seward's money, though, we had to report to the state. Butler's, we did. It was just so weird, but it just worked out great. It really did help out a lot of people.
That's it, Jen, you know, so.
Yep,
All right,
that's
thank you. Item 11, Verdi Associates, there's a amendment to the contract, it's on 17, 18 in the packet.
They are asking for an extension of their current contract for more due diligence on the property. If you want to talk about who they're talking with, we'll have to go to executive session, but I would highly recommend that we give them the extension.
Is there any extent this one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is the second time.
This is the second.
Yep. This would be the second.
Well, we're doing like 6-month extensions.
Yeah.
Wow, thereabouts.
Yeah, we're kind of leaving this one a little, but there's some really positive things about this, so.
Any questions further? Motion, please. And second, John, discussion. All in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay. Carried. Item 12, EPR Water LLC, there's an application for financial assistance. PBA, John.
This is the new owners of the Enchanted Forest Water Safari. We had our attorney look at that. He thought everything was fine to move this forward. We did the cost benefit analysis, as you can see in here, and it's local 10-1, state 7-1, so it's highly recommended as a project. And we're looking to move forward with it to proceed. This is strictly for the park, not any other properties, not the campground, not the hotel that we had a pleasure in staying in this weekend together, the three of us guys right now. Oh, yes, they were there as well. So we think it's a positive move forward.
Need a motion? Sorry, second, John, discussion. Favor aye. Any opposed, nay. Carried. Item 13, the Village of Herkimer, BOA. Yeah, you give us some update on that?
Yeah, we finally received the contract from the state. Very exciting. We don't have anything in here. There's no paperwork on it. So what we did was we already had in place our RFP to go out to, which was approved by the Department of State. So as soon as we got the notice, we sent that out. We sent that out to 3 vendors. That's our requirement. We also put it on the New York State Contract Reporter. We have not received anything off of that yet.
Not yet.
We did have somebody reply with a question. We replied back to them and also put that on the Contract Reporter. We're hoping to make an award by the end of this month, right? Or I'm sorry, April
11th,
April
they're
11th.
due.
And then it's full steam ahead. Not saying we already haven't been working on the Herkimer BOA, because we've been doing brownfield assessments through our EPA grant. So we're well ahead, and combined with the DRI, it's going to be a fantastic thing for downtown.
Question?
What exactly are these? I don't understand what is in our packet related to,
What-
this is what we're talking about, right?
No, this is Little Falls and this is Frankfurt. We'll get into those down the road.
This is from, oh,
Yeah, so these are 2 different BOAs. One's for Little Falls and one's for Frankfurt.
so
For
you're-
the Herkimer one, we didn't have any inputs.
okay.
It was just a
Later.
discussion. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, let's go to 14, John, Chips Service Station.
So after quite a while, this is fantastic news actually too. Working with the county, Lorraine, HRP, we got the controller's office to come in and remove the tanks. That's the huge thing here, because it's very expensive to remove the tanks and take the liability away from the county and any owners that continue on. So that has to happen. What we're working with Solid Waste Authority to tear down the building. Right now, I have a firm going in there this weekend to do asbestos testing. The county has agreed to do any charges for tipping fees for when they tear down the building. I'm going to take a look and see what the asbestos removal charges are. From all indications from HRP and everybody else, it won't be a lot. So I'm gonna ask the board for us to cover that cost, and we're gonna handle that quickly because we want the Solid Waste Authority in their time frame to take that down as well. Once the Solid Waste Authority removes the structure itself, and then the controller's office will take the tanks out. Once that's done, the site is clean. The town of Frankfurt will be taking it over and making it a parking area for the New York State Bike Trail. So they'll make it look nice too, possibly like a lean-to, a shelter, air, some hibachis, things like that. So the only thing I'll come back, I don't want to put a dollar amount on the asbestos removal, but I will be sending an email once I have the number, get your vote, and then ratify it. This is our first time really doing this, so it is on me that I didn't do this sooner. I think I misunderstood what, God bless you, what the Solid Waste Authority could and would do, but I don't blame them for wanting us to remove the asbestos first instead of them taking it hot. I don't have a problem with that. And there's not a lot there. It's a block building. There's no holes in the floor, you know, there's nothing where, or no piping that's coated with asbestos or any of that, so. And the building is plywood outside, so I'm not seeing asbestos there either, so we should. The date that chips will be taken over by the county.
Assuming the asbestos testing, do you think they'll have
8
that
inches.
thing?
Yep, he's going Saturday and we'll have the results probably by Wednesday of next week. Yes.
Have a quote, you think by next meeting? You think by now?
I'll have that quote well before, I'll have that quote by Friday of next week.
And that's what happens. There's some $5,000 track. Something with $5,000.
It's called tipping fees.
Yeah.
So what happens is, and that
They're
was,
covering.
yeah, the
Yeah,
county.
that was little. All the money and investment we've done in that area for tax, it's just nice. Cooperation with that. Sorry. No.
Oh, no, the owner hasn't paid taxes.
No.
All right, John, thank you. Item 15, City of Little Falls, page 34.
So the city of Little Falls, won a BOA, grant back in, I can't remember the year, back in 15 for about $81,000. They had a firm do it. They never submitted it. There's a lot of things that have changed. We reached out to another firm that does these, Labella, not the same group that did the other projects. So let's not think about them. This is a whole different group, a good group too, by the way. They're very active in planning. They actually were from a different firm that was acquired by them. They provided us with a quote to finish up that it's not to exceed $50,000. I think I'm gonna ask for a resolution today on that, but I want to have some further conversations with them. I don't really know. I personally don't believe after doing the Dollarville BOA and some other things, what's remaining on this will cost that amount. But I appreciate that they put a not to exceed number in there. They probably wanted to cover their bases as well. But when we think about the development that's going on with the DRI in Little Falls, this BOA area covers outside the DRI along the waterway. And we'll talk about another project that we're helping with there. I think this would really take Little Falls' waterfront area to the next level. So that's why I think it's important that we support this. There's a bunch of buildings down there that are just kind of in real need to make some changes. And I, you know, this is kind of what our fees and things are for, to get back to the communities and to get this blight out of there. So I really would like to ask for that resolution, but I'll have conversations with them ahead of time and keep everybody abreast where we are. I asked around, and so on a side note, we talked to our Department of State people and we dropped names, and they never say yes or no, but we watch their eyes roll or their facial expressions. And this was a good one. So I like the idea of working with them. And I think this will give us a good opportunity to do something for the city of Little Falls. So that's why I'm.
Questions?
So it's 80 sorry, but like I said,
It's $50,000. It's just, this was the old thing. So we went to the Department of State and said, look, Little Falls never closed ours. Is it too late to update it all and then present it again to become nominated for a BOA area? He goes, absolutely not. So this one, we could add to it up to 50, but I know it won't be up to 50. And close that out in order to submit it for the nomination. The area that's in here has Feldmeyer, the older Feldmeyer building, all those older buildings down there. I think this is a good way to use our administrative money to move ahead with that community. So we will work with them like we did on the BOA for Dollarville. We'll work on what they see for planning. We'll update the properties. If we need to update any environmentals, we can do that through our EPA grant. So that won't be included in that. That'll keep the cost down as well. So I think that's the opportunity. And I think we're really getting a lot of attention for brownfields and BOAs and all of that through the state. I think this just shows them again how to do it. I mean, it's not like we're always looking to take on more because we're pretty busy right now. But I think with the combination of working with Labella and how we have the previous experience with the BOA and Dollarville, I think we can make this happen in a relatively short period of time.
so specifically, this is an overview of the previous.
Yes,
BOA.
we have a new quote for $50,000.
And you're looking to add 50.
Yeah, we're not gonna get the remainder between the, so whatever it was, we're not gonna get 2,000-3,000 back from the state. It's not gonna be brand new. They've already accepted what they've done for the work. It was done by another firm.
Yeah.
It just didn't finish it out. So we're taking all that data, massaging it, bringing some new to it and adding
We're
it.
using that as a baseline, right?
Some of it, yes, we will. Some of it, the Department of State gentleman came back and said, I don't like this. This never would have went through. Other stuff, he said, this is good.
Right.
You need to update here a little bit. But that's what we did prior to this too. We met with the Department of State, said, hey, you gotta look through this for us. He gave us a check sheet. It's not a lot of data for you all here today, but the quote is half of what they did other places.
We need a motion on that. Already sent from Alana, discussion. All in favor, aye. Any opposed, no. And it's almost the same here. right?
No, it's different in Frankfurt. So
It
Frankfurt,
is.
it is. It's always different in Frankfurt. Chips is gone. So. You like assuming that again? So they're too far gone. It's too long past. It doesn't make sense to try to save any of this. So we are working with our grant consultant to go out to bid or to go out to get another BOA opportunity. The Department of State agrees with that. So we're gonna apply by July 24th, whatever day it is, to go after a BOA for Frankfurt. However, we have not met. As of this week, the mayor has stepped down. He's retired and the new mayor is in place. I believe he wants, I think they transition, but I think he wants all of his communication in song. And I'm not good at that, Ian, so I'm gonna be relying on you for some of that. But you know who he is, right? Yeah. So do you know who he is? The new mayor, Justin Smithson? He's from,
Not yet, yeah. He's a
Rick is going to
trustee.
step down, correct? Or did-
I thought he's already, we welcomed the new mayor in his text. Well, it doesn't. Yeah, but
What's his name?
Justin Smithson, he's with Show. Is it Show? Or Tim. I don't know.
He's
Oh.
already, he has, he's already a trustee.
No, that was the other guy.
No.
So anyways, so they'll be good to work with too. Mark Harris is back on. He was appointed the trustee to fill in the spot. Yeah, I think it already happened because Mark Harris is a trustee and he was appointed on. So we'll work with them. Me and AV are go see them and we'll have a meeting and move ahead with that. But I wanted to let you know that. So there is nothing right now on this.
Okay, John.
No action.
How does that look at the Department of State when we don't really finish the project?
It's done. Well, that's why we had the meetings with them to say, hey, look, before they didn't have someone to help them out. These smaller communities, the administrative work on this is hours. And you gotta do a lot with it. They don't have the time, you know that, they're part-timers, all of this. We wanna come in and help them out.
So they're still a candidate for another.
Oh, they're definitely, everyone's a candidate for an application. It's whether you receive that, but we have a good leg in there because of all the work we've been doing in the countywide assessment as well. So this will just tie in nicely with that.
Need a motion.
No, we need nothing.
No.
We decided.
Okay. Okay, all
I
right.
know, I'm so sorry.
All right, let's go to the back page, item 17, local gas LLC. John?
I'm not, Tony, are you on?
Yes,
Do you know why we I'm so sorry, I'm getting brain freeze. Are we doing anything with, the seeker of the site plan on this, or are we putting this on hold too?
as far as I'm concerned, John, everything is on hold pending our other discussions.
Okay, so we're gonna pull this one off. Thank you, Tony.
Let's go to 18.
No, I just wanna have a quick discussion on it too. So, we've had some different pushbacks in that site, we all know that. We've, working with Tony, he recommended that we, reach out to, get some other assistance on this, so we reached out to Chuck Malcolm. So we're all gonna be attending a meeting with the regional director and their team, next week sometime, so we'll keep you all posted on what's going on. But we've spent way too much money on property that we shouldn't, on an entrance that we shouldn't, on consultants that we shouldn't. It's just out of control. So we'll keep everybody appraised of what's going on, and we'll let everybody.
So is it being tabled? Cause
Yes.
I remember Tony mentioning something about being very brief and I went through it, but it's jointed to understand completely. I don't know. So we're tabling it?
We are taking,
Okay.
no discussion.
Okay, we'll table that. Item 18, Russell Farms, the PSA is on page 42 to 59.
So actually, he's sped up the process and wants to only have 3 months left to determine him purchasing the property. He's only looking for 3 months of due diligence now. So I fully recommend, and so does Mr. Halleck, that we agree to this purchase offer. The new LLC to be formed by Marcus Ventures.
Is this the entire acreage? I don't
Yes,
remember.
this is Russell Farm, the complete Russell
Right,
Farm.
that's entire, so there's no leftover acreage, we're good.
This is, yeah, it's the entire acreage.
Questions? Need a motion? And second? Corey, any discussion? Okay, right? Any opposed, nay? Carry.
Well, we put a lot into it.
I
We
know.
want our money back.
No,
We have one more. We have one more before.
They trained that company, so did they?
Well, the fire
I think
department.
I went by, I saw the lights on.
Yeah, so the
Yeah,
fire
yeah,
department for both Ilion and Frank
Yeah,
are
I saw
trained
that.
in that building. They did no windows, no roofs. They,
It was raining, but some of them that night they were there. So I think they were out.
they'll be able to do full training once he decides he's gonna take it. He's gonna allow him to do that there. We should have the pumps in for the sewer probably next month. And, they'll come back in and coat that driveway and we'll be all done there. And then be able to turn it over. We can talk more in executive session about potential business and what can happen. Just, yeah, there's one other thing, Amazon parking lot. It is the best.
Wait, that's not on the agenda.
No, because I received
That's
some,
not on the agenda.
I received something, late last night, or Victoria and myself did. They, now, so you get to a certain point with Amazon, it's beautiful. And then all of a sudden you gotta log in to get paid and all this other stuff, and we wouldn't do that till they sign the agreement, so all the agreements are signed. All the payment, about, John, I'm talking about Amazon.
Okay.
So all the paperwork has been signed, the payment is all in process. In fact, they're gonna backdate it to give us March's payment as well. So we'll get March's, whatever it is, I can't even remember anymore. Is it 2,500?
No, I think the escalators.
So it's $2,000 a month, so we'll be starting to receive that. I still don't understand, do we have to request that every month from them, or is that gonna be?
It should occur automatically.
Okay, so we'll have to check that. It did say it would happen on the first of the month, but we'll have to follow up with that. But I just wanted you to all know that, so after 7 months of baloney, here we finally got that.
We're putting up a parking lot, right?
Yeah, we're paving paradise.
Anything else? Let's go to comments by. Kurt Ashman, would you like to say anything? I'm gonna say it from the fall.
Thanks for, we appreciate it.
Sure, it's one of the planning and development, it's the newest.
Watch right now. We'll see, we have a few things I need. I mean, that's always. Right?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in executive session. Who's that other? Jen, is that our friend on the other number?
Elaine is the phone number, yep.
Okay. Who's-
Sarah, you're a newcomer. Would you speak? Are you representing any, state official? No. Okay. Let's, the project updates, John.
I'm just gonna reiterate about the other, the Brownfield Summit and the Brownfield Outreach. Once again, the outreach is truly important because we have to satisfy grants. So even if you can show up for the first half an hour, that would be fantastic. It showed that you attend, you need attendance. Bring your family, bring your neighbors. If your pet has a realistic name, bring them.
We have a deal?
You can bring Abigail. She's very nice. She says thank you. That's all that matters. And then the developer summit, we'd love to fill the seats. Let us know, call the office. We'll gladly sign you up. There'll be some impressive speakers there. There's some great topics. It's truly it's turning into a great event for us. So thank you for that. And with that, I'm ready to go into the session.
We need to discuss some.
Yeah.
We need to discuss some pending stuff, projects, acquisitions and contracts. So I need a motion and advice of council also. Then, Sparrow's making a motion, second by Alana.
Then we'll be going into, when we come out of that, then we'll be going into the LDC.
Discussion? All in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay, carried. We're in executive session. I'll ask everybody to stay on, you know, seven there, and. I need a motion to, for Charlestown.
No, we voted on an executive. Session to do that.
Okay. Need a motion to, this meeting?
Yep, no, make a motion.
Sure. Is it a motion to adjourn now? Cory and Alana, or Alana and Cory. All in favor, aye. Any opposed, nay? Carried. All right, we have an LDC meeting.
Yep.
We have to switch.